Hey guys, I'm Natalia.
And I'm Audrey.
And you're listening to the Talk Baby to Me podcast,
where we discuss everything parenthood.
From under the covers
to becoming mothers.
We will guide you through every step of the way. And I mean every step, especially the things that you didn't get to read in those cookie cutter pregnancy books.
We'll have you laughing and crying and everything in between.
Because at the end of the day, that is what motherhood is. And the best part,
we got to do it together.
And now we get to do it with you.
Awkward as fuck.
Hey guys, I'm Natalia.
And I'm Audrey.
And today we have the fashionista herself, YouTube star, content creator, and mother of one beautiful baby girl, Naomi Boyer.
Hi guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
We've gotten so much, I barely know you guys, and it's like, ooh, roller coaster.
Already, which is exciting. We always like to have everyone come in and just feel the energy right away to make everybody not have nerves. So I want to get right into it. I want to know everything that made you the YouTuber that you are, the fashionista that you are, and give us a little bit of background of yourself and your daughter.
Well, I feel like not a lot of people know, but I was born and raised on a tiny little island. It's like 60,000 people in the Pacific. It's next to Guam. Not Guam, the island next to Guam. It's called Saipan.
But it's not Guam. Yeah. Okay.
But it's not. It's right next to each other. Same people, different island. Kind of like Hawaii. Okay. It's like all the different islands, but they're all part of the Hawaiian Islands. We're part of like the Northern Mariana Islands. We're part of the U.S., which is crazy. So anyway, I was born and raised there. Came out here for college.
Okay.
So I've been here since 2005. And ever since I was little, I always knew I wanted to do something in fashion because growing up on such a tiny island, I had no source of like anything, right? But I always lusted. We had MTV, so I'd always watch TV and see all the,
the cute wardrobe.
Yeah,
I might go to MTV.
I know. Back in the day, TRL and all that. That was like the best.
Do you remember low-rise jeans?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot them.
B's.
And then I forgot them.
Frankie B throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were like the best. Those were the best times. But I just always knew I was going to do something. It was like my main goal is like to open a store. So when I came out here, I just worked retail. I did that for so many years. I was living in Orange County, and I kind of grew from the bottom up at this one little boutique there. And I learned so much. And then I ended up becoming partner of theirs to run their website, because I was getting ready to leave as a whole to run a whole website on my own with my cousin, who also lives there. And then things just didn't end up working out. And so I kind of took what I learned, and I was like, I'm going to go back home and open my own store.
Yeah.
And I did. And so I was like buying all the stuff in like downtown LA and then shipping it all back. And then I opened a store. My dad at the time had like a building that he was leasing, so I was really lucky in that sense. And he has like a freight forwarder out here too, because he has his own company, so it was like super easy for me to like logistically.
It was like set up.
Oh yeah, it was like it's like out of Compton and just ship everything down to Compton and all the way to Saipan.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Which sounds really easy, but it is not.
Oh my God,
actually.
no.
You're saying it's easy, but it's really
But thankfully, with my dad, it was like, sometimes you need that help and that push.
Yeah.
Thankfully, yes. And I feel like if you have that family, like support and help, like you should definitely take advantage to get your feet. You know what I mean?
Yes, I tell everybody don't even move out until like you're freaking 35 if you could.
Yeah, especially if you know where you want to go and like you have like some sense of direction.
100%.
And you believe in it, and your family kind of does too. So anyway, I went back home. I opened the store, but I was like not ready to live back in the island, especially like being out here, So I thought that I could magically like be in both.
Yeah. How far is the flight?
Oh my God, it's like a whole day. You have to, the route I take is LA, Hawaii to Guam. And that's 5 hours, then 7 hours, and then another 45-minute flight.
I can't wait to ask about this flight question.
I know.
I flew
with the baby.
I flew there back in this last December.
I did stalk your Insta and so
that's a whole story.
Yeah, that's another thing we'll bring up.
But when I came back, I was like, this is so dumb. Like, why am I thinking that my parents can just go run it and like it wasn't working. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, I need to like figure out a way how to make. Actually, I just completely like thought I wasn't supposed to do. I was just like, maybe I just need a career change. Things keep like not working out. So I even ventured out like for a year into pharma sales, and I hated it. And
it's a complete other.
Yeah, there's no creativity in that.
Oh my God. And I hated just like kissing people's ass and just like, when you go in like the doctor's office and they're just like mad.
Or like
have to deal with us.
Yeah.
Always. I was like, this is not my life. This cannot be what I do for the
You're
rest.
like, I'm doing a U-turn real quick. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. I gave myself a year. I was like, I need to figure out how to get back into fashion. But I had always watched YouTube. But I would always watch like the makeup girls, right? That was the time when like the makeup gurus were like on the rise. Yeah. No, barely anyone was doing fashion. And I was like, you know what? Why can't I do that, but for fashion? Like, I don't really see that many, and I just like did it. I just like started my channel, bought a camera. Oh, I actually took my points from pharma and I used those points to get a camera, like a Canon EOS. That's perfect. I was like, I'm gonna try to get everything for free.
You invested.
I was like, I need to figure out how to like do it without using my own money, like whatever.
Yeah. But also, so I get entrepreneurial spirit and I get smart woman vibes.
And I get take all of your points that you've learned in the past and put them into something you care about.
Yeah. Well, and also I was like, there's no way. I mean, I could open a store in LA, like just the back of my head. Mm-hmm. That's what I learned. And I knew how to do it. But I was like, you know how much capital that's going to take? Yeah. And just the rent alone, like, where am I going to get, I don't want to be
competition.
And the competition. Stores close down all the time. Like, we see it, right? All these.
Yeah. Every day.
And I was like, there's got to be a way I could do something with zero money at all. And it was literally YouTube.
How old were you when you did this?
It was 2016. So I'm not good at math, but
I don't either. I don't know.
It's about 7 years ago.
26, 25? Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Math is hard.
Words are hard. Math is hard. Mommy brain is
I did all this math. I got a business degree, but I don't really have to use it that much.
It's fine. People don't need math to own business.
7 years ago, you guys.
Yeah, about 7 years ago. So...
Sorry, that was really long-winded.
No, it was not.
No, it's perfect. It's giving us all like
all
really
the
good
things that we want to ask.
Exactly. It's leading it because now I'm like, how did you meet your husband? And then how did all that?
Yeah, he like met me in the middle of that
transition
when I still had my store, when I came back here, and I was like, it's not working with the store back home. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. And that's when I met him. I had just gotten out of a relationship. I was in the relationship when I was like back in Saipan doing the store. It was like already like we broke up when I was there trying to like, and then.
That's how it happens sometimes.
Oh, no. And I was like.
That's how it happens a lot of times.
Yeah, it really does. Well, because I was ready to be single. I wanted to be single. I didn't want to date anybody.
Isn't it weird how the universe says, fuck your single life? As soon as you're like, I'm ready to be single, I'm going to focus on myself. All of a sudden you meet your Prince Charming.
Isn't it weird that the universe just fucks all your plans every time you put any plan in motion? Yeah.
It's kind of great though, right? Because it really like kind of challenges you. And also like, what decision am I going to make right now? Is it going to be, because you never know. And like, I just was like ready. I was like, I know after all these other failed past relationships, I know what I want. That's why I need to be single and like do what I need to do, take my time. But then that's when I met him out here in Hollywood. I was still living in OC. I just went out one night and like we met, and I was just like, I totally wasn't interested though.
But that's how that happens. Every time that you're like, I actually don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not trying.
You guys should have heard the questions that I asked him. Like, I didn't even care if I was like gonna turn him off about it, because I knew what I wanted after learning. Like, because I even said the next guy I meet, I'm gonna marry in my head. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not wasting my time with that Hollywood guy I met at a club. Like, these are the worst ones.
My first date question is literally, do you want to have kids? Like,
yeah, and if they're like turned off, then
I'm like, excuse me, bye. Let's have good drinks and then have good combo and whatever happens.
I'll never see you again.
Like,
I basically asked him if he owned or rented. I was like, I don't really care. Like, if you don't
also,
like
it's LA, guys. Like, LA, it's different.
And I also wanted to know if he had roommates, because I was like, we're not going.
Have you guys ever been on a date and gone home with somebody who has roommates?
You sound like you have.
I mean,
let me tell you. I was like, Oh, well, yeah, obviously. It was like
yes,
a long time
but
ago.
not like, you know,
in
when
my
you're trying.
First of all, I've been in a relationship for so long, like obviously in my 20s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
yes, right? I know. We're like,
Yeah, that's the worst thing. You're kind of like, what the hell? Yeah, I remember that experience. And there was like dogs that weren't his. And I remember being like, yeah, this isn't going to work, buddy.
For some reason, though, in LA, it seems so normal.
I was going to say that. I was like, I think, like, can you imagine us now?
Yeah.
Can you imagine us now? But there are, like, guys our age or older that still are in that
100%.
Right. And no judgment.
Yeah,
Everyone
no judgment.
has situations.
You got to do what you got to do.
However, I think for a woman, it takes a certain type of woman to be okay with walking into a home full of 10 boys.
Yeah, first of all, I don't want to roommate myself.
Frat house.
I don't want to roommate myself. I moved into a full roommate situation and I was like, oh yeah, this isn't for me. It's just not for me.
No.
I'm very nice
Yeah.
until I need my alone time.
I like having guests, but like, okay, your time's
You
up.
gotta go.
Here's your bag.
There's like a I like to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, so okay.
You met in Hollywood.
So yeah, we met. I asked him all those crazy questions because to me, I didn't care if I didn't see him the next day. But honestly, like the next day came, I did give him my number, but I didn't expect anything at all. I didn't even care. But you know what? The one thing that really got me was that he called me on the phone.
Oh, he didn't text you.
No texting. It was just a straight phone call. I was like,
Take notes.
I'm busy.
you know, no one calls anymore, right? I know. I was like actually floored, but I was actually at the same time, I was like, wow, no one calls these days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nobody. It's always small talk through text, and I'm not. That would have actually been worse because I was already not
Not in it.
Yeah, but when I saw he was giving me the time of day the next day too, like quick, like I was
Are
like,
you
oh
hearing
my
this,
God.
men? Use the phone.
Call people, call
not
the girls.
the keypad.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like that's such a big thing, even though it's so small these days, right? I don't know.
100%. No, it really is.
Well, no, now even if anyone calls me though, I'm like, I'm busy.
I know
Right.
it's kind of scary, right? You're like, dang, I don't want to talk to you. Like, how do I? Can't you just text me for what you need?
Yeah, or
But
like
I'll
it's
get
so
back
funny
to
how
you.
it goes from like don't call me, text me, but don't email me if you can call me.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my God. Like, there's guidelines to it.
Yeah.
But for getting in a relationship now, I feel
yeah.
like that would be.
I can't
just
even
so
imagine being a single woman in today's world.
Absolutely not.
How do
I'm
you
not
date?
dating
Do you guys have friends that are like
Yeah.
dating still? I do too.
I have
and
a
it
lot of
just
younger
seems-
friends too.
and they're
Just like
already
the
having.
whole thing, I'm like,
I
this sounds
cringe
like I'm exhausted.
Well, that's the thing too. They always say it's just like, hey, what are you doing through text, and it just goes nowhere because no one wants to put the effort.
What the fuck do you mean? What am I doing? What do you think I'm doing? I'm living my life, and you're bothering me with a text. Like, ask me what you want.
Ask me, yeah.
You want to go to dinner? Let's go to dinner. Pick a restaurant. Don't tell me where do you want to go. What do you
Tell
want
me
to
when
eat?
you're gonna meet me.
I'm so done with that question. Even with my
Yeah.
fiance, I'm like, don't ask me what I want to
Like,
eat.
plan?
Figure it out. And if I don't want it, I'll tell you. And if I do want it, I'll still be like, I don't know.
I know.
Because I want options.
I will say, DJ.
We're the
we know
worst,
DJ
but-
on this. Wow, that is not a thing. He knows when I get hangry, but we're like restaurant people. So, and he's like a good restaurant person. So it's not like a date, but I always get good food, and I don't have to say what I want because he knows. Because he's like, do you want a cookie? Because I'm like being upset.
Do you want a cookie?
And this has been like since we first started dating. He's like, if you just ask her if she wants a cookie,
I'm
she'll
going to
be
take
fine.
that. DJ, thank you for the advice. Audrey, if you're ever being really bratty or whatever, I'm like, do you want a cookie?
On my batch party, guys, just offer me cookies because I might get hangry.
How long have you and your husband been together?
Fiance, but we've
Fiance.
been together. Yeah, we both have fiancés. We have been together 12 years, like 13 years on and off.
So he knows you.
Oh yeah, we know each other.
Yeah.
You know, and
Do
we
you
like
guys-
grew together.
Oh,
you know,
that's so nice.
so-
Do you guys ever do you guys ever do the thing where you're like you it comes to dinner time and then he says exactly what you want to eat and it's like, what? How did you
Yeah.
know? Like it happens a lot.
Well,
That's
and
cute.
I'm not like a typical like this is what I always want. I'm like maybe I'm gonna change it up today.
Yeah.
So yes, but also no because I'm like we're just gonna eat what I want to eat,
yeah, eventually at the end of the day.
and especially with the baby. It's
oh
so
my
different
God,
now.
yeah.
Okay, so now we do have to get into babies.
Well, wait, what happened with, okay, so you ended up talking on the phone,
Uh-huh.
and then
Oh.
obviously it worked out because you're married,
Yeah.
and
The questions were right.
Yeah. No, we had our first date and I was still living in OC. He was in LA. And he wanted to meet me halfway. I said, no, it's okay. We don't have to have a date. I'm
can
not
Zoom.
meeting you halfway. Are you crazy?
No, that first of
No,
all,
where are we gonna meet in Long Beach? Like I don't need to meet
what
anyone
is between
halfway.
OC and LA?
I
like
know.
Long
What
Beach.
is? Yeah, right?
Compton.
Yeah, or that doesn't.
First of all, Long Beach has some good restaurants. I'm not gonna lie.
no, I went to school there.
Now.
Not in 2017.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But like literally, you just gotta go all the way for a girl. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's my point. Is like I'm not. I was like, no, it's okay. We don't. I'm not dying for the date. I didn't even like.
No, you want to meet halfway? Just kidding. I am busy that day. So next.
Yeah, no, I straight. He's like, fine, I'll meet you in OC. I'm like, yeah, damn
he
right,
knew
I'm not going.
he knew he was marrying you. Apparently,
I don't
he
know.
did
It was
it.
just it was really one of those things where like
Part 2, we bring him on.
Yeah.
He'll tell his side of the story, but it was really one of those things where it was like fast after the last relationship, and I did not want it, but that's just how it happened. You know what I mean?
He finagled.
Yeah.
He made it happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful relationship, by the way. If you follow her, you know that they're so cute together, and I think they made the most beautiful baby girl.
She is.
She
She's gorgeous.
is so gorgeous.
Oh,
I
that is
always
so
look at her and I'm like,
sweet. Thank you. Oh,
yeah.
that's
I don't
so
know if
sweet.
you could.
Thank you guys.
How do you even repeat that?
I don't know.
No, you guys have such cute kids too. I mean, I just saw you. I still haven't seen your baby.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Ella,
My baby's
she's a little
beautiful. That's
Barbie.
I have to tell her all the time. I'm like, you're smart. I tell her, she has to repeat after me. I'm
her
cute. I'm
affirmations.
smart. I'm happy. Because everyone will be like, she's so cute. And they look at her, she's like, oh, she's beautiful. And I was like, I know. She knows. She's sassy. Like, so.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
for
she's
her.
a sassy
Yeah.
baby.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Hold on. So we went from date, and now you guys are together, and then you get married.
Yeah. And then, so we got married 5 years ago. And then we had Presley January 2nd, 2021. I always have to that 2020 was all a blur.
well, also, and because we watched your birth stories, like, I'm sure
Oh,
it's
yeah.
different for you too, because, like, even me, I always say the due date that Ella was
Oh.
due on, but you have a story. Like,
Oh, yeah. I was due end of January, like the 27th.
yeah.
And she was 3 weeks early. I remember my husband was so hungover because it was I had to go in for my he was like drinking all night the 31st, but we always knew we were going to have my non-stress test on the 1st of January, but that was all the first was supposed to be, you know.
So let's rewind, because one of the most interesting things, or not most interesting things, but a very interesting thing about Naomi's birth story is that she had unexpected situations arise that led to induction of labor. So I want you to tell people your definition of what a stress test is, because a lot of people, a non-stress test, don't really know. I know I never took one. Did you?
You didn't take one?
I did. I did. Not
Did they
for
say why?
reasons that they needed, but because her heartbeat was also like light, but it wasn't bad. There was nothing to it, and I was completely fine.
Okay. But you just did one and that was it? Or?
Yeah, because she was completely fine.
Oh.
Like,
So
but-
what is it?
wait, stress test. We're going into this. Is there a way? Like, should we start at during your pregnancy? Was there anything leading up to doing a stress test? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, everything was like always fine. And it was like towards the end, like last month, I would say that my doctor, which I don't even remember why, I don't know if it was routine or she just had me do one in office. So basically the non-stress test, it's like a band you put around your belly, and then there's like a little monitor on it, and it detects the heart rate or heartbeat of the baby. I guess mine had like a dip in it. She had a dip in her heart rate, and like it was quick. She was like, I'm going to have you go to the specialist. And that was somewhere like deep in WeHo. It was, I couldn't even tell you. I should know this stuff, but
No, because of
basically the
life
specialist
and mommy.
of-
also,
Yeah.
it's you're removed from it.
I know she's
Tell us
almost
more.
3, and like
Yeah.
it didn't. So I mean, I think it was she wanted me to go fast too, which was crazy because it was like nothing and then this and then
scary.
so fast. It was like pretty scary.
Yeah.
I was trying not to stress about it, but I did have to go in and like see her.
Trying not to stress about a non-stress test.
Yeah. I know.
When your doctor tells you that you have to go to see a specialist. It's
I'm
like,
imagining Nat in that situation, by the way.
I would,
yeah.
She would have literally been like, no, I'm not going tomorrow. I'm going right now.
yeah,
Send me
no,
now.
I'm psychotic.
No, and I think like you should be. I mean, a lot of crazy things I feel like have been happening, and like with doctors, and like I don't even know.
Right, but so first trimester, second trimester, and then leading up to this, was everything was normal? Did you have the same like motion sickness or all that?
I only had that whole morning sickness in the first trimester. Second was like the dream that every woman like talks about.
The energy.
Yeah. And then third was just like, I was just not. I'm so petite that like it was just I wasn't sleeping. It would hurt my legs. It was weird. I had that pelvic thing floor. That that pelvic floor thing. Like sometimes I couldn't even walk.
Oh yeah, no.
That was my third.
I wanted a fucking wheelchair, but they wouldn't give me one.
You had that too?
Oh, and then my rib cage was like poking out of my boob. It was nuts. Yeah, it was really bad.
I hated my third trimester. I was literally like, I want a baby so bad, but like, can I just skip
this?
Put me to
was
sleep
it that
for a while.
bad?
Yeah, it was awful.
That's crazy. That's
I know.
Crazy.
I don't know what it is. It's just uncomfortable.
I couldn't see my
sleep
toes.
now. Sleep all you can.
I couldn't walk.
Yeah, sleep. Excuse me. Have you ever slept with like a 10-pound belly on you? Like, or not even 10 pounds, like way more.
I know.
I don't even know what happened to me. I was like a blimp.
Were you swollen? Were you guys like swollen?
Yeah,
and all that?
I have photos, and I should post this on our Instagram. I actually was going through. I was actually going through some photos on my phone, and I looked at my feet, and I'm like, what the Shrek, Fiona, like that vibe. Like they were big.
So what you have to do?
We met each other in pregnancy.
I didn't leave the house.
She was telling me.
But I didn't, like, nothing happened. Like,
I
my feet
didn't
like
leave the
shrunk.
You're like, I can't even see
walk,
my feet.
let
I have
alone,
this
like-
big old belly.
I feel like I looked completely normal, and then just my belly.
Yeah.
You guys know that little penguin from Batman?
Yes! Oh my god, with the big belly? No, that's not the penguin.
Yeah, he was like this wobbling around. That was me.
Yeah. That's all of us. What are you talking about? We wobbled.
I want somebody to make that.
We will wobble people
make us
over there,
into
Dad.
like that little Batman guy.
I'm gonna do it. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Put her face on it.
Wait, okay, so first and second, fine for you. Third trimester, going in though for that stress test. Were you going in to do the stress test, or just a normal? What I was gonna say
A
epidural.
pre-op?
Or
Or
no, what are they
I'm
called?
the worst. I don't
The
remember.
scans? The normal
Ultrasound.
Yeah.
The X-ray.
You know what we should do on a
said an
promo for that?
epidural.
Like have A, B, C. What is Audrey thinking? A, this. B, ultrasound.
That's me every day now. I'm like, I don't freaking
First
know
of all,
anything
it's like
anymore.
do. My brain's just like,
Epidural. Did you go
Audrey
for
has
your
left the
routine
chat.
epidural?
Silence.
I leave the chat early all the time.
guys.
It's okay.
Okay, on your scan, did they find something that made them do a stress test for you? Or like,
I don't even know, to be honest. Like I said, I was like, I don't remember what it was. If it was just a routine, something had to have. Maybe it
her
was
think
the
about
ultrasound.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm sorry, I don't remember. I think it was because I was like, they were freaking out, and then that's all that I was like worried about was the whole what's gonna happen now that I have to go and do this because her heart rate dropped. But then I think it. If I had to guess, I was there for an ultrasound and she saw something that wanted me to do an on-stress test. And then she was like, you got to go see the specialist.
right.
And so then I went and saw the specialist, and then they did the non-stress test again. And then I was there for a long time.
Oh.
Like they had to monitor me for a really long time. And they were really great, though, now that I think about it, because they were so calm. And honestly, like they weren't really giving me a lot of information. But at the same time, like me not really knowing too many crazy things was like keeping me calm.
Right.
But like I was there for hours. And even my husband at that time was like, no one was allowed inside. But like they called him in and they were like, bring him in because they wanted to talk to both of us. And she even had to have like a second doctor.
Right.
For
Okay,
almost
so
like a
my
second
nerves
opinion.
and my anxiety would have been fucking like, what's happening?
Right?
I would have been
know.
nuts. So the fact that you stayed calm and the fact that you guys, because it seems like you're pretty calm.
Yeah, I was like pretty calm, but also kind of scared. But like they weren't really saying much because
Right.
It was almost as if they didn't want, they
didn't wanna
want
have
to
you
make,
scared.
because it's like already stressful, and like my stress can
No, and you're and
do more harm.
they do, and you know, as much as it's like so stressful and so scary, it's not something they haven't not seen. You know, like they've seen this, so they know
before.
How to keep you calm. I'm assuming.
But to like your, you know, what
My
you were
reaction
saying,
and what
it
I would
was.
say.
So then now I had to go in. Their thing was like, we just want you to come in now like twice a week for a non-stress test or something crazy.
Wait,
so,
is it a non-stress test?
Yes,
or a stress
non-stress
test? A
test.
non-stress test for the baby, but like this stressful test for the mom, apparently. Like
Yeah.
that, like,
The irony.
really?
It's like a false positive. I don't know. You know
right?
what I mean?
Like,
I hate
what?
that. Oh my god.
Like basically, just so you know, you have COVID, you may be dying, but like it might be a false positive, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so don't stress.
It always never makes sense to me. But so then I would do the, you know,
2 freaking times a week. Oh my god.
I may be exaggerating that. That's kind of dramatic. Maybe it's like once.
Still,
See, I'm
once
like,
a
I
week
don't
is
remember
a
Probably
lot.
2 times because you were close. You were like what 30? You were.
I was already
30?
close to delivering.
Yeah, they probably did make
We
you.
would schedule
you
it
know?
out. Yeah, and I wouldn't even go to my normal doctor's office. I would go to the hospital for that. And so we had scheduled January 1st for another non-stress test. So we, you know, New Year's happened. My husband's drinking away. And I was like, I don't really care. Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. So he wasn't worried about it. He's like, the first we just have that. That's it. Like I can drink away. So the first came, I think it was like at noon or 1 o'clock. We had to go. So we went, and they still weren't letting, you know, husbands in, but like he somehow finagled his way in. So he came in with me, and because they were like, it's only gonna be like 20 minutes, right? And so they were like, fine, come in. So he comes in with me. We do the non-stress test. I'm in the bed, and 20 minutes turned into like 3 hours.
Oh no.
And I was like, yeah, it's a good thing they let you in, because they were saying it was going to be only 20 minutes. And now it's like turned into hours because all, like different doctors had to come in. My doctor wasn't there because that wasn't like her day. Actually, I think, was it a Sunday? It might have even been a Sunday. But I was like, hours had gone by. Different doctors had come. Then finally they made the decision that I was going to stay overnight.
What?
They were like, we're gonna keep you. I was like, oh my god.
Okay, so this is insanity, because I know she's probably saying this and being very calm about it, but in that moment,
crazy.
I bet you were like, what the F is going on?
Yeah, I had we YouTubed the
Did you
whole
eat?
thing.
Like, how did you get
Yeah,
food?
I ate.
Nat's first question. She's like, "What? How did you eat?"
Yeah,
I don't honestly
wonder.
remember the eating part, to be honest, which food is my number one priority. So I feel like I would.
By the way, she makes really bomb food. I don't know if you follow her, but I'm always like, I need to buy that fucking sauce. Where's the Asian market? I don't know.
Oh yeah, everything's from the Asian market.
I love the Asian market.
Oh my God,
my
it's the
stepdad's
best.
Japanese, so I think that's what I
My
grew up
grandma's
with.
half. So anyway, it just turned into, we're gonna keep you. So of
Wait,
course.
and is your husband hungover?
Oh my
I know
god,
it.
he will tell you his worst nightmare. He was like, I'm so fucking hungover. Like, now he has to sleep in the hospital.
And like stress, like you know,
If I would have known you guys, I would have brought him a michelada, and I would have been like, look, you're gonna be here, so you might as well chug this hair of the dog. You're gonna be fine. Just go, champ.
that was like the biggest case of anxiety anyone's ever felt in their whole life.
He was holding it in. He was trying so hard to like hold it and keep it all together for me. And I didn't even care. I was like so concerned about what was going on. And
You're
he
like,
was
you
over
do
here,
you.
like, having his alcohol sweats probably. You know?
He's like shivering, sweating. He's. I don't know if it's from the
Mask?
baby or from the
And
hangover.
I'm assuming masks on because it's COVID.
Yeah, mask
Right.
on. Yeah, and I was just at one point I started crying because I had to call my family all the way back home because they still live back in Saipan, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, like, and again at this point they're like just saying that they're just super concerned because of the dips that they'd been seeing, and it wasn't even that her heart was dipping so many times, it's just that it was, my doctor saw one dip in her heart and decided to have me go to the specialist. So I don't know what they really saw, but to them it was enough to send me to the specialist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And so again, when I was there, that's when they said, okay, you got to go in once a week. But then on my appointment, they really, you know what I mean? It's really hard to decipher when they see these things, and it's not even that it was happening a lot, but I think while I was there, it happened twice. So then they were just like,
They're extra cautious.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
they had
but
to follow the protocol or whatnot, and they were just
which
being
I'm
very,
so glad about.
Yeah.
And then, so we stayed overnight, and then I think it was like the morning, they were like, we're going to induce you. But it's crazy because I had really not much information. I couldn't even tell you like why the dip in the heart rate was like caused them to, you know what I mean? Because like you had that same incident when you got a dip, but then they didn't really seem too concerned. It seemed like.
And
where did you give birth?
Cedars,
and
Santa
Monica.
Santa Monica.
Huh.
Yeah.
Who was your doctor?
No, UCLA.
Oh, yeah, but it was in Santa Monica.
No, the hospital. That's where you gave birth, but your doctor was at UCLA.
Yeah.
Did you not give birth at Westwood?
I gave birth at UCLA.
Westwood.
What the hell? What day is it?
There's a UCLA in Santa Monica too that they give.
I went to Santa Monica.
She's not that sure now.
I think it's me. I thought, but
Santa Monica.
Do you think she gave birth at Cedars?
I thought you gave birth in Westwood's UCLA.
No, it was Santa Monica.
Oh, okay.
We need to get to the bottom of
forever.
where your son was born.
I don't know why I thought this. Okay, so I'm not going there. They don't have the nice rooms at the UCLA. Wait,
Wait, for a second, you had me so fucking confused. I was like,
first of all, I've been thinking this the
wait, where did I
whole
UCLA
time.
Santa Monica.
I thought this the whole time. Okay. Okay.
I don't know, guys. But
Is that where you were?
I was in Santa Monica.
UCLA.
No, Santa Monica.
You know what? I quit.
Hospital, isn't it?
I quit.
St. John's?
St. John's.
Oh,
St.
okay,
John's.
St.
Yeah,
John's.
Yeah, St. John's. Did you give birth in St. John's?
I gave birth.
At UCLA.
She doesn't know.
I think I confused you.
I don't know a lot of
It was
things in
UCLA
this
Santa
podcast.
Monica.
So the stress test with me though,
Yeah.
I had the stress test because I had fainted a couple times.
Stop.
I know, and like it's just like where she
did
was
you
sitting
faint?
on me. I fainted at an Usher concert. It was phenomenal.
Oh my
I was in Las Vegas in the hospital for a while.
You were always partying? when
Yeah,
you
no,
fainted?
apparently. Don't mind me, just taking shots. Just kidding, guys. I was not taking shots. But no, it was apparently really hot, even though I feel it. I fainted, but I think they started doing stress tests because when I did that, I was only like 22 weeks. So they did a stress test to check because at that time I did have contractions.
Oh my God.
Probably Braxton Hicks.
Yeah,
It
like
still
it was
made
like
them think.
traumatic.
Yeah.
So now they just did it. And then when I was giving birth, her heart kept dipping so much. But that was like while I had an epidural and we were in the hospital. So
Oh, while you're already like
In labor.
yeah, like in labor.
Okay.
So I don't think they do it all the time, but they're probably being extra cautious because it could also do with any like preeclampsia, anything that you have,
Yeah.
right?
Which I didn't have. But
Yeah. But I just mean like
yeah, in case.
they have no idea.
So your baby's heart kept dipping, but they didn't even induce you.
No, but this was before, and like it dipped only when I was fainted. When I fainted,
Oh, okay.
it wasn't
Which-
like a thing that kept happening.
Okay.
So no,
Which
my
to
baby
them,
was
like, made
perfect.
sense, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
my baby's
Sure,
heart.
we'll do that to you.
Yeah.
You guys.
First of all, my baby's
Dying
like,
to go to his residency.
it's so good.
Gotta put it on my list.
Wait, so you're 36 weeks. And
Yeah, when
it's January 2nd, and they say they're going to induce you
Yeah.
with no preparation.
Baby daddy's
no
hungover.
hospital bag.
So I think
Wait, you did have a
also-
bag.
Yeah, I think we packed it, but I swear to you, he was so hungover. He's like, I gotta go home and get some stuff, and it was like, no, you gotta go home and like get your shit together because you're so hungover. But go, like I don't remember. Oh, and yeah, he did like order us some Postmates, whatever. But yeah, they told me in the morning they were gonna induce me, and I had to take a pill, and I had to have a balloon in me.
What?
They wanted it fast
Oh,
because
my
if I had just taken a pill, that was just like, I guess, the normal way of induction.
Do you know the name of the pill?
No.
Yeah.
But then,
There's
because you got induced
It's not like
No.
Pitocin.
I feel like it might have been
they might have
Pitocin.
been that. Yeah, I think it was.
Because I think Giselle mentioned that on her episode that they gave her a pill and it made her really nauseous, which was the Pitocin.
And then did they do a balloon on her?
I don't remember her.
I don't even know what a
mentioning
balloon means. Like,
Oh,
what
they put it
a
in
balloon
me. They put it inside your
like through your vagina.
Yeah, and it blows up like a balloon because that they
It's like a drug mule, but like, you know what I mean? Like, that's so weird.
Yeah, it's
I've
crazy.
never heard that.
Not Audrey comparing a birth story to
You
a
guys,
drug mule.
Have you ever watched Locked Up Abroad? It happens all the time.
Yes, they'll like swallow that
So I just
or like
never
put it up there. Yeah.
I've never heard about a balloon. That's incredible. Never heard
So
of that.
I know they do that a lot in like nasal surgeries because my husband's in the medical world. He used to sell like a balloon. Like they would open it up and like anyway. So I was like, okay, what? I'm like, you know, I heard a balloon before, but like not this kind. And so yeah, they put it up and then they blows up like a balloon, and that I guess makes it even quicker because obviously they just wanted her to get, you know, wanted her out fast. And so I had like this is like really graphic, but I had like 3 different tubes. I had a catheter, had the balloon. It was crazy down there. But yeah, that was just how it was.
Oh,
that
we
was
love
real
real
life.
life.
Did you get an epidural?
I did.
Okay, good, because that means at least you would not have to. You wouldn't have to feel.
Yeah, I didn't feel anything really.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was just like, you know.
Listen, I'm still confused about this balloon. So is it supposed to like
I think
make
that's,
you
like-
dilate, or do you know?
you know,
I
I wish
can't
I
wait
had
to
more
research
info.
this.
Yeah,
and put
we
this
gotta
on the show
research
notes
it.
because we have, you know, we talk about birth stories all the time, but I've never heard that.
I may be completely wrong, but from what I understood was the balloon makes the induction go even faster.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
it could possibly be that it's helping cause contractions.
But I think it also did
Somehow.
help everything else.
Right.
Because I was in labor for only 5 hours.
Yeah, girl.
And pushed for like 15.
Yeah.
So
So,
all
okay.
that stuff really helped.
Your water broke. Maybe the balloon helped your water break.
I was so in so many things. I was poked and prodded in so many ways and had so many
Poor
things
mama.
in me, and like all of that, like the water breaking, I don't know if it happened, when it happened,
had
like,
to happen.
you know what I
They
mean?
did it,
Yeah.
yeah.
If they did it, I didn't feel anything. I don't know if I pooped, like, you know what I mean? Like,
You know what's funny? Everyone always, I mean, I remember thinking, oh my God, am I going to poop when I
know,
go into
right?
labor?
You're so
I remember
worried about
thinking
that.
about that. And then I'm like, I remember when I was actually laying there, freaking spread eagle. I couldn't give a shit less if there was any poop. You know, I was like, I don't care,
But
whatever.
it is a really
Like,
weird thing that everyone thinks about.
Yeah.
Like, it is a thing.
well, then I wonder if they think about it. Like,
Yeah.
when you do,
But
are they
obviously
just like,
they do not.
I think
because
I did ask
how
London.
many women.
I think
they
I did
do a
ask.
lot, right? And I'm sure a lot.
Yeah, no, I asked her.
Is
and
she a
she's like,
nurse?
don't worry. Yeah, London was my nurse. By the way, still haven't found her
Yeah,
yet on
we
Instagram.
love
I've been
London.
looking
We
for her.
love
But
London.
I asked her and she said, girl, don't even worry about it. She's like, if they see any poop, they just clear it right
No,
off.
I like
they're
literally
so
have heard-
fast. They're like,
Yeah.
no one will even know.
Oh, wow.
So
I can't
that's
imagine I didn't because I pushed I pushed an actual fucking life out
Did
of
you
me.
both get the epidural?
I got the epidural. Yes, I was like, if I didn't get the epidural, I would not be here.
I kept
was
forgetting
gonna
to
die
push the
from pain.
button.
good. Oh, I pushed that button like, doot, doot.
No. So then that's why I was feeling.
I
Did you
don't
guys feel your
remember.
contractions?
I did.
Yeah.
When I started feeling, my baby was coming. Even though
I was really feeling it, and I was like, the guy had to come back and give me more of
Yeah.
the epidural because I was like not pushing that.
I was
button.
like, just my baby's head is in my vagina. Like I can feel
You
it.
felt-
like,
you
like
felt
that?
Yeah, that's what.
yeah.
There was pressure. I was like, no, I don't think this is normal. And they're like, well, it shouldn't be yet. And then they stuck their hand and they're like, oh, it's coming. There's a.
Oh, you know what I do remember
It was
now that
fast,
you were
too.
talking about that? I was also bleeding a lot.
Oh, yeah,
that's
scary.
That's scary.
I know, it was scary. I also know
You had a really scary. You probably don't remember the details because trauma is.
suppressed.
It's scary because I can't from
Yeah,
my birth either for some reasons. Like when I was talking to Nat, sometimes I'm like,
you don't. Yeah.
"What happened to you?" But that's could be because you have a lot of things going on.
So many things, and just like it's almost just like I just am thinking about like getting her out too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I
You're just
also
ready.
do know that the cord was wrapped around her neck.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
Lord.
This,
Lord.
your
My-
story just keeps.
My husband was the one that told me, and I don't, again, like I think they just try to not say much to me to like keep me calm, and I feel like I did. I feel like I was pretty confident. Thankfully, you know what I mean?
In
Like
your
I don't
doctor.
like, yeah, like I know all that stuff happened to me, but I also don't feel like I went through something so dramatic. So maybe they did do a good job at just like, you know what I mean? Like
keeping it calm, a safe space for you.
Yeah, like they just did what they had to do without like making it such a big deal. You know what I mean? Even though things were fast, like they just wanted to move fast, which thank God, because I don't know, you know.
Which also, honestly, that's probably why when you talk about it, you speak with such calmness about it, because you were in that state of mind of like, I don't know why they're moving so fast, but I just got to do what I got to do and go through the pain, and then later on your husband had to tell you like, well, actually, sis, this is what happened.
Because after I actually felt really bad for her, you know, like when he told me the cord was wrapped around, then that's when stuff started going through my head, like, is that why her heart rate kept dipping? You know, like, even though
and maybe they didn't want to scare you. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Like, was it just so wrapped around that it was like causing
the blood flow or something?
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It was like
that's a lot. You had a lot. That's
it was a lot, and it was fast. So I almost felt like I didn't have much time to really marinate in all of it. You know what I mean? But also at the same time, I was like, I hear so many stories of women that are in labor for like 18 hours, 24 hours, and it was just also like a blessing in disguise because I only did 5, and then she was out in like 15 minutes. So it was like all that, but then like I didn't really have to go through, you know, it's always just like that, like give and take, but it was like, thank God everything went well. And
the birth stories are like, everyone has such one of the last people that we interviewed was in the hospital for 3 days and ended up getting a C-section. So, you know, it's always.
And was she pushing and all that?
She did it all.
And
one
all
of her
of that,
best
and then
friends,
you go get a C-section. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then there's like which is what I said too, my birth story, when you actually get a chance to listen to the episode.
No, I'm going to.
It was almost like a movie birth. It was 3 or 4 pushes, and Adrius was here. And everything just seemed, so I did get a morphine shot, then my water broke. Then I got the epidural, and I was just in loopy world for a while. My fiance was watching football. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, I feel pressure. And Adrius was literally already out. And they were like, oh, shoot. And then, like, Charlie's Angels come in, arrange a light, and they're like, push, and then he's here.
Why was it so fast for you? I feel like that's not the norm.
Relax. I don't know.
She always says it's because I'm Latin.
No, I did not say the fastness. I said the non-ripping.
Oh, yeah, I didn't tear. Did you tear?
A little.
Okay, but was it, like, up or, like, how?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just know when I peed, it stung.
Oh, shit. It was probably the same one as yours.
Oh, my God, it was awful. The ripping is awful.
Wait. Really? I'm like, you
I have to get back onto this. So this cord that was wrapped around this neck.
Yes.
When she came out, because your baby, sorry, I had to get
this cord that was wrapped around this neck. I love it.
She knows if I don't say what I want to say,
it'll eat
it's
her
going to
alive.
bug me.
Say it. I'm the same though. So say it.
So you're 4 weeks early. 3 weeks early.
Yes.
How big was the baby?
Oh, she was tiny.
Did she have to stay in the hospital longer?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, she was so tiny. She was barely 5 pounds.
Oh.
She was basically 5, but it was like right under. And this girl was like fighting for not to go. She didn't have to go at all.
Oh, really?
So they would have to keep doing tests, like prick her leg.
Right.
I think it's like a glucose test, right, for her. And if she went below like a certain number, then they would have to take her. But thankfully, like every time they'd prick her, she passed.
Right.
So she was with us
She's
the whole
like,
time.
I'm good. I just want it out.
Yeah, she was so small. Oh my God. Like when I look back at pictures, to us that was normal. But when I see like other babies, you know, they just look so like full and like chunky and like ours for us was normal, but I'm like, wow, she was a really tiny baby, little. Like really tiny. Like I had to wake up every 3 hours to feed her so she could gain weight, and like formula too.
Yeah,
the fatty.
So they
formula.
they made you breastfeed and already introduced her to formula to get her weight up.
Yes, yeah, because they needed her to gain weight. So we did that, and like it's just the weirdest thing because she was like so small when I gave birth, but now she's like so tall.
She's really big. I feel like she's the same height, or Edris is almost the same height. How tall is she?
I don't know I
feel like she's like 3 feet something.
Yeah, she's like almost like more than half my size.
Yeah.
And like I have a girlfriend whose daughter is like 4, and they're like almost the same height.
The funniest thing is you guys are comparing, but like she's saying Edris, but they're like a
like
year and a half apart.
So you've got a big baby.
He's huge.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 5'2" on a good day.
And your husband, is he tall?
He's 6 something.
Tall.
Yeah.
My husband's not. He's like 5'10".
Yeah.
He looks tall in your videos.
He does?
Well, maybe
She's
because you're short.
you're little.
Yeah, probably. I'm like 5'1".
Oh, yeah. So that.
Oh, we're all like 5'2". We're little people.
cute.
It's okay, guys, because I got the shoes.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I need that. Oh, man. But
Yeah, but they're comparing, and I'm like, but Edris
No, yeah.
is
So
a year and a
Edris
half.
is.
I know. I was going to say, what are you talking
20
about?
months.
Yeah,
Edris,
21 almost.
21 months almost. And he's
Yeah.
3 feet and like 1 inch tall.
Are people always like, he's so tall?
Yeah, they're
Yes,
always
me.
like,
I'm
oh,
into
you
that.
still give him
You
a
always do that?
pacifier?
Oh
And I'm
my
like,
God.
bitch, he's 20 months. Relax.
Yeah, he's not to. And also,
Like,
none of your business.
I can't
Right?
get. Oh my God, that was
Oh,
like the
is he
worst
still
part.
this? And I'm like,
What do you mean
yeah.
still?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is because he's not
Excuse
3.
me.
Yeah, but also who cares?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Speaking of which,
Yeah,
how do
let's talk
you
about
deal with
That was like the worst
She goes, yes,
freaking
let's
part.
talk about it.
I love talking about like
the trolls?
Yeah.
because people, if you're a troll and you're listening to it and you feel guilty, you're a troll.
You're
and you need to
guilty.
stop.
Like you are the
Don't be that
troll.
person.
Trolls will be trolling.
Don't be that person. But yeah, it was oh my God. I would even get stuff on my DM. Like, I remember I was eating pineapple one time when I was pregnant, and they would just be like, I don't think you should be eating pineapple. It could it was like the dumbest things, and just like telling the unsolicited advice is the most annoying thing I think ever.
Yeah.
My least, yeah.
We
I
always
feel
make
like
a
no
joke
one did
about
it to me
this.
because they knew I would like
Call them
probably
out.
no,
Yeah.
I'd fight them.
Yeah, no, yeah.
She would.
But she gets it, and I
Yeah.
would get
You would get it a
mad.
lot
Mm-hmm.
in DM.
DM, and then I went through like a battle through breastfeeding,
Yeah.
and like
Like
everyone
it was hard for you to breastfeed.
I was only able to breastfeed from one boob.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like
And
malfunctioning
what? Don't even
forever.
Tell me.
People would be like, you shouldn't give up. You should keep trying.
Oh
Why'd you
my
get implants?
God.
This and that.
What?
Breast is best. Don't fail your
Oh,
son.
come on.
Because like baby blue, as all
Oh,
your
yeah.
hormones and your baby, you feel like a
Stop.
failure.
You're lying.
People are awful.
No.
I swear these
Yeah.
people, I don't know how they were raised. Like,
By freaking mules.
I always wonder, you know, and that's why these trolls, I'm like, you guys are going to have kids one day, and I feel sorry because you're just going to raise your kids to be the same. And this is just like why the world is the way it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We made the internet this way.
I
It's
know.
not that the internet was just this way. It's the people that
Mhm.
made
Because
the
people
internet
think that
this
they
crazy.
read one thing too, or
No,
they
they
go
think they
through
know
one and
you.
they are educated.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
they can tell you things, and you're like, okay, doctor,
I know.
Suze, like chill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where they come off thinking that like your body is their body too. It's like no.
Yeah.
Well, because we're open and we share so much of our life to people, and then there's a fine line. Like, hey, if you're here to root for me and like you're
Oh,
actually
yeah.
intrigued and like a friend / fan / like you consider yourself like inspired by, you know, like there's people that you follow. For example, I follow you.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, her fashion is on effing point. But then also I see things in glimpses of you being a mom, and I'm always I admire it. But then there's like the people who take it too far. They cross a line and they think that now they can give you advice or information that they think is worthy for you or something. But
Yeah.
it's like, hey, know your place.
Yeah.
And also, you know, if I put a questionnaire out there and you want to give an answer, that's different. But if I'm not asking
Yeah, I
you for
know.
your opinion, then
That's the unsolicited shit.
why do I think
Yeah.
you need to tell me? I don't care, Susan, what you did with your freaking
Yes,
daughter.
Susan.
Yeah. It's the same thing even if
At
it's
Susan X2s. I'm just kidding.
the one that says 1 Corinthians
Yes.
5:18 in the bio.
God first.
Oh my god.
God first.
I
Always.
cannot.
I can't tell you how many times I've caught and I always do research. I'll even Google you. You guys can find, just so you know, you can find, I found this lady who was talking about my daughter, and I went and Googled her, found where she worked, and like, I'm like, why are you even saying anything when you're so out there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, people need to be careful too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The
There's a-
workplaces don't really
I don't
like,
know
watch out,
anything.
sis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naomi's coming after you.
Yeah.
but I just
We're like
love doing
teen-
investigation to know what kind of people these people are. And then if it's like where you work, and then I don't know, I just somehow like you could tell a lot about,
Yeah,
you know
you
what
can.
I mean? And
It's always so funny because I think also you posted, what did you post? There was a person who was commenting on your fashion sense. And I remember you calling him out, and I just remember thinking, my girl, Audrey is that person in my life.
well,
Where she'll say, who is it? Who wrote
like
that?
give me the
Send me their Instagram.
Excuse me.
And in my defense, I'm always like, Well, I really appreciate your advice, Karen. I just, I think that might have worked for you, but we're all different. Every body is different, and babies are not going to be the same.
That's so good at responding. I'm like, I don't understand how you are calm, cool, and collected.
I know. Well, you know,
I talk shit behind them.
To me.
To her.
Well, sometimes I am, and sometimes I'll use like sarcasm, and they get so offended. Like it's crazy because like they can write something to you, but the minute like you say something to
all
them,
hell breaks loose.
it's like your fault, right? And the minute it's like, what? Don't get so mad.
But that's like not that I have this. I feel like that's what they're wanting. They want a response.
They want a response.
They want a response, but then until you respond. So
yeah.
But when it comes to your child, like I literally would. Just don't.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I know. That's the one thing.
Did you feel like baby blues? Did you get like postpartum depression or anything like that?
I feel like I did. I mean, I remember like when people would send me flowers, every time the door would ring and I would open it and take the flowers, I would like, I would start breaking down. I'm like, what is wrong with me? This should be happy. Why am I like crying every time I get flowers? Yeah. Honestly, it's such a life change having a kid.
The emotional trip.
Oh my God. Like, I don't even know. It's like you know it's coming. You know you're going to have a baby. You have 9 months to like carry it and feel it. But like when it's there and you're going through the newborn stage and it's your first one, it's like, I mean, I feel like I'm still battling with me missing my old life a lot. You know what I mean? Because I really loved that, especially like being out here and being able to do what I want and being like so financially free and having my own thing. Like I really like kind of like indulged and like soaked all of it in as it was happening, that I always knew I wanted a family. But it's weird because the older that I got and the more that my life was going on the path that I like really hoped and prayed for all my life, the less I desired having a child because of where my life was going, and because I still knew I had like dreams. I still do have dreams 100%. And things that I want to do, but that's what kind of made me like pull back, because I wanted to enjoy my life. I wanted to still live out my dreams, right. But at the same time, like it was also like, but you're also never ready. Like I can never say, hold on, let's wait another couple years. But then 3 years, I'm still going to say the same thing. I still am going to have dreams 5 years, 3 years, 10 years from now. So that's why we just were like, yeah, let's just, let's do it. We'll work around it always,
100%. It's such a change. It's like one of the biggest changes. And like you said, you have 9 months to prep. You're never prepared.
You're not even if you feel
ever.
Like,
No. And now you are a content creator, a mommy, but you're really good at staying on brand. Like I see your stories with P.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, that's so beautiful. I think that you're so good at like, my page is this, and this is how I have my brand deals. This is how I juggle all this. So you're really good at separating. How do you do that? Because I can't help but like, my page is literally Edrius.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so hard. And in the beginning, it was so confusing. Like I was kind of lost in a way because I wasn't sure like how much I wanted to share, and so I was like doing it all. And then I also wasn't sure. I don't know if you guys felt like ever asked yourselves like, because I even told my husband, I was like, what if like I have her and I just want to be a mom?
Oh yeah.
Because
first of all, I thought that's what I would do, but then
you thought that was going to happen.
No, I'm like, I need a nanny stat. I need time.
Yeah, no, I was the opposite. I was like, I'm always going to be myself. Like but that's why I battled with this new role, this new identity of mom. Yeah. I battled so much with it because I didn't want to let go of Nat City. Yeah. I didn't want to let go of that brand. That
you didn't know how it was going to change.
No, like that spirited entrepreneur, like get up and go. The wanderlust in me. I'm to this day. I mean, obviously, Edris is only about to be 2, but P is 3.
You're going to be 3 in January,
and we're still feeling it because I think that there's a to be continued in there.
I mean, I thought also like nothing would change. I'm like, oh, it's fine. I'm going to go and do the 100,000 things I do on a regular basis. No, but then you forget like your baby crying or, like they're teething or they woke up. I'm still breastfeeding. Like every day is so different that I can't do any of it. But I did not expect that at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she was saying you're still on brand with everything. Yeah. But
was confused, and I was kind of mixing it all in. And then I think it was just like, I think there's something I saw where people, you know how now you're like really seeing a lot of families be so active, and they're posting, their account is about the whole family, right? And that's how they get their deals. Like, I feel like I had to kind of decide, like, is this going to be like a family page? I also didn't really want to post her as much anymore just because of all the creepy people. I mean, I was like, someone told me about this on, I get all my info from TikTok. It's really bad. But they were like, you know, this guy, we found this guy who has a Pinterest account, and he would just save little girls from the waist down that, you know, are part of these large family accounts that are really popular. And these little girls are so cute, you know what I mean? Whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't really want Presley to be just like in my feed much. Yeah. I'm only gonna post her in stories because it goes away in 24 hours. And even so, people will have their opinions about that. But I'm fine with that. So then I think when I decided that, and also I think when I like kind of found myself again, because I kind of feel like I did get kind of lost with like my fashion, you know how postpartum it's like
me, I'm still lost.
Okay, I know. Well, did you feel like you knew fashion wise like how you liked to be, and then afterwards you were just 100%. Kind of like
I'd like to work, and then all of a sudden I just have my brain is like
yeah, I know. I feel like that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But then once I decided, like I wasn't really gonna post her on my feed as much, I was just like, okay, I need to get back into it. I need to like figure out like what my style is now after being a mom. I don't want to be full on mom style, like boring. I want to still be like how I was, but also like just like fine tune, you know, it's not the same. Like I can't just wear my heels on the weekend to the, you know what I mean? Like I have to lug her, and like, it's like, I can't 5 foot of me like in heels lugging and no, but so anyway, the answer is I just had to kind of realize, like, no, this is still a fashion page.
Yeah. You decided it, and then you create boundaries for P on your social media, and then you just stuck with it.
Yeah, I barely post her. She's just on my stories. She's, like, a little bit on my YouTube channel, like, vlogs and stuff, but... Yeah.
I think it works out perfectly.
Right?
Yeah.
You do whatever you're comfortable with and what you can do.
Yeah.
Which, because I think a lot of moms or parents struggle with
it's such a struggle to decide like what's right, which again I hope that didn't come off as like those family accounts being like a bad thing. I admire them for just being out there. I think it's the cutest thing. I love watching it.
But it wasn't that's not what you needed,
and that's okay. That's perfect. I mean, I feel like sometimes I teeter on, babe, let's do this, let's go do this, take a picture, and then my fiance is like, no, and I'm like, mother, I'm just kidding. Yeah. But no, he's very opposite. So I think that you also give a little bit of inspiration to other mommies. Like, hey, you can still be you and still have your family and share what you will and what you want and create a boundary, and it's totally fine.
Yeah, and I think it's also just kind of given me new life. Like I said, like earlier when I was trying to decide if what if I have a baby and I just want to be a mom? But I remember the first time I filmed a video, she was still like a couple weeks old, and she was like sitting on the bed sleeping. I felt like a whole new woman, and that's when I knew I was like, I got to get back to work. Yeah. Like I love working, and it's my thing. You know what I mean? I feel like I
love that feeling.
Yeah, I love it. And I feel like even if it's not work, even if it's just you doing something that you love and enjoy, like as a mom, like I feel like you need to have something to have some time to yourself, right?
100%.
It's you're creating your balance again, right?
Yeah, and whatever it is, it doesn't have to be work.
Well, you guys, I have to say, everyone here is a boss, and everyone here is a super mom, and I'm so glad that you were able to join.
So much.
We are somehow all matching.
Know, it's like blending. Yeah,
I have to be honest. I'm so glad that you were able to come. I was so hesitant to ask because I'm like, she's probably busy with 9 million things, but you came, and now there's a deeper appreciation to who you are as a woman, as a mom, and as a creator, and thank you so much.
Thank you guys. This was so fun. Yeah. Thank you.
It's like therapy,
I feel like
right?
we can all keep going forever.
We could go forever. No. Do you want to drop your YouTube and your Instagram handle and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, YouTube, TikTok, and IG is just all at Naomi Boyer. Really easy.
Boom.
Ooh, that never happens.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you guys so much for listening. You can stay in touch with us on Instagram at TalkBabyToMePC and our YouTube at TalkBabyToMe Podcast.
And listen to us on Apple and Spotify or anywhere you get your podcasts.
Thank you.
Thanks.